Welcome to Spa in the boat league. We're going to ditch the Barbie livery and now have gone for the beautiful Red Bull. Hopefully that will keep a lot of the more aggressive drivers at bay, as you know, the Red Bull does come with a warning label, let's be honest. Break it down for turn one, and that is a nice green Aston Martin, very shiny. Coming out the other side, we have actually gained a lot of places thanks to the tomfoolery that was going on through that turn one. Problem we have at the moment is we have our car to our left. Now coming through here too wide is kind of brave, and talking about brave, Casper the Ghost managed to send it through the both of us with zero problems actually. Wow, just credit where credit's due. Play the system to your advantage, I guess, and make it work to your heart's content. That was a very well played. We'll break a little bit early, let the Red Bull livery Mercedes make their way through. Got that power a little bit too early, back end stepped out just a little bit too much, thus lost another place and kind of holding up the Acura behind us. No harm, no foul. We can make those places back later on in this race. Let's just get settled down first, find our feet and not get punted off the track. The strategy for this race though is pretty simple. Extending medium tyres and then jump onto a set of soft for the latter part of this race. Wasn't thinking soft, and soft was the way to go. The Bentley isn't all that well forgiving on tyres, and neither is this track to a certain degree. So going to medium then to soft definitely seems the way to go. Under a lot of pressure from the green Aston to our right side. Going to surrender that position a little bit, get a bit of contact again from the Acura. But no harm, no foul. We're still on the track, we're still in the back stuff, and that's what matters. Again, sometimes letting the more aggressive driver through can work to your advantage to a certain degree. While we lost a place, we have also gained a place from that Mustang, and we're also gaining a good bit of slipstream from that car in front. So we're still in P7 overall, which isn't all too bad. Flat out down this section here, gonna be very dicey. Are we going to lift? Yes, we are. Taking it flat out through here, getting very close to those track limits. You really do have to let off unless you kind of cut that corner. It is possible, but you do have to do it absolutely perfectly. Come on, Rennie, get your power on. Let's get out of this corner. Car behind is getting a bit impatient with us indirectly blocking them from gaining that position. Braking down the second gear, getting a bit of contact from the Acura in the braking zone. Out the other side we go in one piece. We have Broccolis 3901 in the AMG behind us, rocking a 0.5 second penalty. Going through Eau Rouge now, we're going to lift ever so slightly, get on that power, cutting that track. Got away with it as well. Yeah, can't grumble at that. Obviously letting off the throttle does help the penalty system not punish you too harshly, but it's not always a guaranteed fact that you will get away with it. Broccolis making that move, taking that position from us. Obviously we had a let off going through the top of Eau Rouge and out the other side, but you know, it's definitely better than rocking a penalty at the moment. Thing is, you know what happens when you get one penalty, then it starts to snowball and goes out of control. Last thing you need is that overhead this early on into a race. While we are pretty much a very long train of traffic, we're not too far away from position one. I mean, 3.5 seconds ahead is actually a real good sweet spot, especially at the end of lap 2. Goes to show that how good this race is up to now. There has been minimal craziness going on. We're only 3.2 seconds away from lead, and right now we ourselves are in position 8. And cars behind, again, just another train relatively close up. So it has been actually a really good match made in heaven overall. Very rare that you get races like this in Forza, where I would say a lot of the field are pretty similar to a certain degree and situation, although that was off track. No penalty was awarded. Thank you for that. Trio of cars up ahead can get a little bit messy, especially if they get a little bit too aggressive. It looks like that may well be the case. Getting too heavily distracted by what they're doing and not actually taking said corner correctly does warrant us a no penalty again. Absolutely beautiful, although it's a little bit messy through this final few corners here. Well, one victim has met their demise. in a wall. Not ideal, but that is again a position gain. As time goes by, we do end up losing a couple more positions to the Acura and other drivers in this race. Again, no harm, no foul. We have time on our hands while we haven't gone into the pits yet, although it is halfway through this race at the moment. The plan is to jump onto a set of soft tyres. Mustang goes straight to that racing line because we've got to follow the colours, I guess. And contact has been made as we didn't exist. Interesting fact, Toto 2, the Mustang we had contact with, was the leader of this race until this exact moment. Makes you wonder what happened to cause that scenario, and well, the replay didn't save, so we're never going to find out unless Toto can let me know down below of what really happened. But what is going to happen is a lot of these drivers that are in front of us are more than likely going to pit at the end of this lap, which will give us free reign to do one more lap on these tyres and extend as much as we can with a bit of free air, pull back a little bit of time, and then after that lap jump onto a beautiful set of soft tyres, and which will enable us to be quicker at the end of this race, thus taking more positions back. While we are in P8, things will definitely change. Okay, only 2 of the 4 cars ahead of us pitted. 50% chance, 50% outcome. Cannot grumble too much at that. But with our new set of soft tyres, we were still able to keep up with Damien and Brian Tonight up ahead. Things are about to evolve though. Things are about to change. Damien heavily aggressive towards Brian Tonight and met the wall. While Brian Tonight is also rocking a 1.5 second penalty, so if we can keep up with that car, we will have that position from them. It doesn't look great at the moment though. We are in position 7. I understand there's only 2 laps to go. Again, that's a mountain of time for things to work out in our favour, things to change and develop further. While CI Pro 93 behind is applying quite a bit of pressure, I do believe they are going to be on medium tyres. Hopefully the Boatley being on soft tyres will be that little bit quicker. It is a heavy old bit of machinery, this car. Handles exceptionally well and is actually quite a joy to drive. Although I do think I will need to adjust the first gear ratio because coming out of the pits at 60 miles an hour, that is the rev limiter for this Boatley. So yeah, coming out of the pits is less than ideal in this car, I'm not going to lie. That was very close to the track limits, Flash. Very, very close. You don't need another penalty in that same spot again like you did earlier. And talking about penalties, just got one for going off track at Eau Rouge. Absolutely ideal, but CI Pro 93 closing that door, taking that position. Lovely move right there. Very well done in that McLaren, but it gives us the opportunity to claw it back, fight back up the inside of this long right-hander, although that does give them the advantage to this next corner up ahead. A little bit of contact has been made. Easier said than done to try and give space at both sides. It is what it is. We're still in the back stuff, and that is what matters the most. Don't forget though, CI Pro 93 up in front is rocking a 1.5 second penalty as well. That could also go up, as well as ours could also increase. We just need to make sure it doesn't. That is a big ask, I understand that. We only have 1 lap after this to go, providing we do Eau Rouge in one piece. We shouldn't incur any more penalties. Damien is catching up behind us, 4.9 seconds away. That's the gentleman in the Acura. They are rocking their 3 second penalty. We're losing a little bit of time from CI Pro up in front, who did just go off the track. Is that a penalty? No, they got away with it. Fair enough. No problem. Well, us being on soft tyres could take this almost flat out. Flash, why did you do that? That's going to be a penalty. Oh, well. Fair enough. There's nothing more I can say about that. Setting ourselves up for the final lap. We have plenty of tyre tread in our favour, rocking the soft tyres. Let's get a move on, Flash. Let's make this final lap count. Braking at the 100 board, down to second gear, nice and tight against that wall, on the power, nice and early. Flat out down here. Do not make a mess up of this section here. You know you can do it once a race. That's all I can say. there's always one lap that it works out in your favor, and that being just about it. At least we are still in the slipstream of CI Pro up ahead, which means we're going to start slowly reeling them in. Damien behind, 5.1 seconds away. We've been slowly leaving them behind. We're not under attack from anybody that is behind us. We just need to make sure we can start attacking the cars that are in front. This final lap is going to be the one that changes the dynamics of this race and gets us out of P7 and puts us much higher. The trio of cars up ahead, things are going to get a lot more aggressive. It's the final lap. So people are going to start getting a little bit more desperate as they're trying to claim that place, especially when they're rocking penalties as well. We're going to be able to use that to our advantage, coming down here right up CI Pro, applying pressure towards them. Unbeknown to them, we're in a position just to snap it out of their hands. One mistake and we are there, taking position 6 from them. Now, I'm not too sure what happened up in front, but by the looks of it, the Red Bull AMG had a moment, and that is already one position gained. Now, CI Pro side by side through this section here, closing that door, making sure we can't take that position, but we can take this corner here faster than they can, which means we have a quicker run out. They went off track as well. Brian tonight up in front, rocking a 3.2 second penalty. We have gained the position from CI Pro. Just hope they don't make any silly mistakes. That was a very close to those track limits there. Took it almost flat out, braking just after the 150 board, down to second gear, right up behind Brian tonight, which means we're going to have that position from them as well. With their 3.2 second penalty, we're going to finish this race in position 4. What a beautiful race that was. And credit where credit's due to all the drivers here, where, although very competitive, were very, very fair. And it doesn't just end there, because we're going to head over to Mid-Ohio now. And this race was very, very different, but still, again, very competitive. Thing is, to our advantage, we're starting off in position 3. Not sure how, we didn't qualify, nobody qualified for this race. But that Porsche up in front, who was definitely better through that corner than ourselves, has an exceptional lead. While ourselves, not too bad of a lead, let's be honest, with 0.3 seconds away from the car behind. Two cars then very battling. The Porsche did a monumental dive bomb on the Aston Martin, which has only opened the door for us to get away. The motorbike, Mike, 0.6 seconds away in said green Porsche, is now channeling down towards us. But they're going to be under competition from the Aston Martin, who's probably looking for a bit of more a revenge tactic possibly. You never know your luck, and that in itself will help us get away from any of the cars behind. Sadly though, I do have a feeling that little Gilly Gum up in front in the Porsche is probably more than likely on soft tyres, and ourselves being on mediums is not up to the task of catching up, especially at Mid-Ohio. It's not a track I would happily say I excel at or very good at, let's be honest. I mean, you can clearly see kind of making it up as I go along. To be honest, it's not a track that when it comes up I sit there and go, do you know, I want to do that. If I see the one after is probably better, that's probably the one I go for, you know. It's just different, you know. And while talking about different, by the end of lap 2 to start of lap 3, we have a just shy 1481 actually pushing us along, because clearly we need the help. So just in chai behind, thank you so much. Help is actually needed. But I do believe though your car may be a little bit quicker. This Boatley, as good as it is, just doesn't have the power that some of the other cars have. Although in certain departments it is quite excelling, I've got to be honest. This car is very, very good. Alright, I don't need help in the braking zone, Justin. I need help in a straight line. Braking zone, kind of touchy areas, you know. Things can go wrong. We don't need that, do we? Thankfully though, even if Justin does manage to overtake us, which they're more than likely going to, we're still on the podium and 3.2 seconds away from Black STOK in position 4. That is also rocking a 0.8 second penalty, which again puts us to an advantage. It's just over time, we just need to make sure that if Justin does manage to get past, that we are able to keep up with them. Sadly, butchering up this final few corners here gives Justin the room to be able to make that maneuver, and too wide through that final corner there. Very well driven, space all round given, space all round awarded, and it just shows great craftsmanship and racing overall. Thing is, it doesn't stay that way all that long. Black STOK has managed to catch up. Also, little Gilly Gum up in front, 16.8 seconds away. Like, bud, where do you find all this talent? 16 seconds. We're only on lap 6, man. You know, gives us a chance to catch up. I mean, even Justin is only 2.7 seconds ahead of us. You know, take a break. But yeah, we get it, you're winning. Just don't make it look so bad. Thankfully though, Black STOK behind in the McLaren is rocking that 0.8 second penalty. Sadly, they haven't managed to claim any more in the meantime, and our pace overall has been relatively consistent. You know, right now we are within a few hundredths of our best time set up to now. Time will tell though, because Black STOK is looking to make a move. Again, not overly stressing about losing set position. We are going to go from medium to soft tyres like we did in the previous race. It's more about making sure we stay on the track, stay on the black stuff, and really stay in the top 10 overall. Sadly, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, we started off in P3, we're now moved down to P4. Again, we're still 5 seconds ahead from Ziltop Nerfer behind us. Collecting a few cones though, got to have a souvenir for when we finish this race and go home. Sadly though, one mistake later, coming out the pits, we are 7.4 seconds away from Black STOK, which is a mountain of time. Yeah, it is what it is. At least we're still in P4. Ziltop Nerfer behind us is 2.2 seconds away. I very much doubt we're going to be able to make any grounds. We are rocking the beautiful presence of soft tyres, which again, if we are able to maximize, which we really are, we should be able to get away from that said car. Get away enough though to catch up to Black STOK? Nah, I don't think that's going to happen. It is what it is, sadly. And as you can see, little Gilly Gum in position 1 is 33.6 seconds ahead. They're in their own world, like, you know, they're that fast that they're probably going to come around and lap us if they keep going the way they're going. Thankfully, it's only a medium length race, so we're not going to be able to witness that. But if it was any longer than that, yeah, punishment already. I mean, shows you the a little bit of talent difference, if you get what I mean, where, you know, the matchmaking just wasn't quite right for this race compared to the previous race. Not only that, though, if you look at the map at the bottom left, we have Ziltop Nerfer behind us, but nobody behind them. So where's the next few players? Makes you wonder. But not going to worry too much about that at the moment. I do believe we might actually be lapping a car in a moment. What a place to park. Yeah, each to their own. And I have a feeling that looked like position 9, so there really wasn't many of us left in this race. There was a monumental amount of quitters. Yeah, I think GT3s are very volatile races, to be honest. If you don't get a good start, people don't feel that it's worth continuing. Now, I understand to a certain degree, some crashes happen, things like that. You know, it sucks, yes, and it's very frustrating. I also feel that GT3 racing, people are more happier to quit than they are in TCR. TCR, you don't seem to get the mass quitting. You don't seem to lose half the population due to a few corner shenanigans, you know. People are more resilient. I don't know, let me know what you guys see down below. But we're finishing this race off in position 4. What a diamond of a race, what a diamond of a car, and what a diamond of a livery. Thank you all for watching.